Okay, let's go through one more example, and I think you'll have mastered this. You should actually be able to do this one on your own, so maybe even try it before I go through all the steps and see if you can do it. But if not, that's okay. We have a survey of 3,340 adults. That's probably an expensive survey. Aged 57 to 85 years old. Found that 88.8% of them use at least one prescription medication. Excuse me, so let's answer the questions. How many of the 3,340 subjects used at least one prescription? That's going to be our, oh, they want to know how many of them actually did it. This is kind of an interesting one because they gave us the percent this time. They went ahead and gave us the percent. So we can figure out how many of them used it by just converting that percent to a decimal, 0.888, and then just timesing that by 3340. So 88%, 88.8% of 3340 would be 2965.92. And obviously we can't have part of a person, so the book just rounds that up to 2966. That should have been exact, so why it isn't is a mystery to me, but whatever. So 2,966 of the 3,340 use prescription medication. This 0.888 though, that's our p-hat, so that's going to be our point estimate. So now we're constructing a 90% confidence interval. P-hat is 0.888. I hope if it turns out that it's this number divided by this number, I will be very irritated, and so should you, but we'll just go with the 0.888 as our p-hat. Q-hat is 1 minus 0.888. Survey sample size is n, which is 3340. And now z alpha over 2 is equal to, here we go to our table, so we're doing a 90% confidence interval. Notice how, and it's two-tail, notice how as the confidence level goes up, the critical value goes up, which makes our confidence interval wider. Okay, so what did it say? 90%, so two-tail 90% is 1.645. So 1.645. There we go. Okay, so that's all you need in order to do the formula. So in fact, if you already understand this part, you can probably just skip ahead. I am going to be following this proportion formula right here. So if you already know this part, you can skip ahead, but I'm going to go ahead and plug in all the numbers in case somebody is still wanting to see an example. So it's going to be 0.888 minus 1.645 times the square root of 0.888 times 0.112 divided by 3340 less than p less than 0.888 plus 1.645 times, I'm running out of room, square root of 0.888 times 0.112 over 3340. Same exact process as we did in the last several problems. Here we go. This time I'll just plug in the whole thing. So 0.888 minus 1.645 times the square root of 0.888 times 0.112 divided by 3340. Good, and I get 0.879, which is the correct answer. So there is one nice thing about doing it this way in your calculator, which I'll show you in a second. So we have 0.879 less than p less than. One nice thing about this is if you go up 2 lines and just copy it and move all the way to the left, which I'm going to skip ahead by doing second and then moving to the left. All you got to do is just change this minus to a plus, and now you've got the right side of the confidence interval. So that's kind of nice. So if we do this to 3 decimal places, we get 0.897. Okay? So they want us to write this as percentages. So if you get this wrong, maybe if you see the percent symbol after your answer, then you just need to write it as 87.9% less than p less than 89.7%. So that's the answer the book was looking for. So if you see percent symbols in the answer, write your answer as a percent. Okay, so let me big picture this for you. Actually, let's answer this question first. What do the results tell us about the proportion of college students who use at least one prescription medication? Now remember, we did our survey of people 57 to 85, and so there's probably a correlation that most college students are not between these two ages. There are exceptions, of course, and that's totally fine, but it's likely that a majority of our proportion is not, from our survey, is not in this age bracket. And so because of that, it means that the results tell us nothing about the proportion of college students who use prescription medications. If we want to learn about college students who use prescription medications, then we should give our survey to college students, and then we wouldn't have to worry about the age because you'll have a proportion of college students that are of all ages and not this group who may or may not, or may be retired or may be working and who are not going to college. Anyway, don't read too much into the questions. The idea is just to try to understand that if you take a survey of one group of people, it doesn't tell you about another group of people. You need to do the survey about the people that you're studying. All right. Big picture this. What's the point of the confidence interval? The idea is this 0.888, you can't make a huge claim with that number. The 0.888 is not good enough. This gives you a much better information about what's going on, a much better statistical. There's a 90% chance that the true answer is in between these two percentages of people in this age bracket who take prescription medication. This is a lot better, and you do have the best point estimate, that's your best guess, but this confidence interval tells you a much better statistical idea. Hopefully after seeing these examples, this process does not seem so scary. We're actually going to change gears in the next section, so this ends 7.1, and I will see you in section 7.2.